When I was growing up, I'd spend 2 weeks in the woods with my dog. Sleep up in trees and whatnot. You know, it wasn't comfortable, it wasn't nice, but it kept my senses alive. I could, you know, hear the birds, I could, you know, sense the owls, I could sense things. I challenge myself daily to like do something I'm uncomfortable with. Continues your growth, and as an artist, you don't get so numb.
Jeff is the most real, proper American gentleman you could know.
He's doing his own thing, and he's having success with it, and it's great, and you can tell he's happy.
Actually, I forgot. It's good I'm doing this. I forgot about a dress I was gonna make, actually. Yeah, I left the pattern here, so when I was in LA, I couldn't do it. As a young kid, I used to steal my Barbie sketch pad and like go in and stamp, you know, little skirts and draw on them and that kind of stuff. And obviously, being a Southern boy, it wasn't the, you know, coolest thing. So I did it behind closed doors. And I'm gonna trim out the bottom hemline. Some of these. Did all the sports and everything, and then I eventually started taking apart clothes. My grandmother taught me how to sew, and kind of, you know, moved on from there. And I come from Tennessee originally, and raised in the countryside with horses and nature. And I literally jumped in my Jeep one day and drove out here to Malibu. My only family friend out here, her mom was administrative counselor at Pepperdine, so she got me in on half a scholarship.
It's just interesting. I remember Jeff as an organization communication major. He studied in Florence, Italy, and all that time you could see that his creative abilities were being honed and shaped.
And I started being a creative director of Stiletto Entertainment. Met Barry Mellon's manager, his name's Gary Keefe, who hired me on the spot. I'm traveling the world with Barry and other artists to set up their tours, creative direction, graphic art, all that stuff. So I was able to do my art through that, design merchandising, some stage clothing.
Jeff is organic. He's real. He's from the earth. If it's creating clothing, it's all from the earth, using the earth with respect for the earth, and it's beautiful to look at.
Everyone's like, well, when did you start sustainable fashion? I'm like, what do you mean? That's how it began. Like, there was no starting, because why would I do something that would destroy the environment I grew up in the woods and with animals? Hemp dyes much better than a cotton. Yeah, see, this is a cotton there. That's a hemp silk. So as you can see, it's lighter, so that means it doesn't take as well. So the cottons always take less.
To hear that Jeff is really looking carefully at not only the materials that he's using, but the dyes that he's using, even growing some of his own dyes. That I was really thrilled to hear, and I think is a model for other people in the industry.
I had a child who developed a heart condition because her grandfather ran basically dumped the chemicals onto the crop duster right next door. And I spent a year going every day to the hospital. So these things that aren't natural that we create, we have a responsibility to further into studying and how is this going to affect us. So what I'm going to do is mix these, and then I'm going to have to heat it up for the indigo. It'll take a minute. I think the goal is to give everyone the decision, just like you would in your food. This is what's in your food. Well, this is what's in your bra. If you want to wear it, sweat in it, go to yoga in it, wear it to bed, whatever, it's your choice. You know, your first challenge, obviously, when you're doing something sustainable, you have less choices. So in fabrications, obviously your dyes, vats, you have to like harvest your flowers. You can also source them from other farmers. I mean, there's more details to it than, like I said, just going to dye house, picking a number, and in an hour, the dye vat spits it out. Well, the next collection is obviously the one we're working on now, called Atlantis, and simply I'm working with Madeira and Portugal, and they have this beautiful arts craftsmanship of creating this lace, probably 16 hands on one piece of fabric, one piece of embroidery, and it's such a lost art. So this is, so the main feature of this one, which I think, yeah, I'm just gonna go underneath, is gonna be the, you can definitely see the Madeira lace there. So that's a completed embroidered piece. So they hand do each sew.
We have a very close relation with the Madeira embroidery. It's fascinating to know that someone from the States is actually working with an aspect from Portuguese culture and incorporating it in his designs.
One of the dresses he pulled up and he held it to me and he said, "This was a tablecloth that I found." Be able to take sort of a new design thoughts from America with an old, culture and product and put that together to come out with something so beautiful is great. I don't know how you put innovation better than that.
It used to be that craftsmanship was linked to traditional businesses and old kind of stuff. And now, more and more, very creative artists and people are rediscovering it and transforming it for the new era that we are living now. So that's very positive, and we encourage that, of course.
It's like in that air. Okay, perfect. And relax. Here we are. And step one leg forward. All right, I think I can go. Actually, do this. Go ahead and just walk towards me. See it flow. All right, and do it back, and then come at me one more time. I know it's a short runway, but just kind of like fake it, like step hard. Yep. Cool. Just trying to see. I think I want to take it up. It's hard work to show you what you've created in 20 minutes, and then it's done. It's kind of like, oh, wow, that was a lot of work for like such a short show, And I get jealous of these musicians that can like tour an album for a year, and then I have to change in 3 months. I got to do something bigger and better. Yeah. Yes. And slower, slower, slower. There you go. Boom. People are gonna be crowded on each side. You won't be able to move there. Right. You have to stay on the red brick road the whole time.
It's a symbol. And what we are celebrating here is how talent can team up and produce things that are amazing. If everyone's kind of retreating the sustainability area and they're kind of allowing this greenwashing to take place, and that's good enough, and nobody's really saying, hey, no, there's more we can do, more than just picking one area, like let's do the whole gamut. That will encourage the up-and-coming students that are learning, the up-and-coming designers, like, hey, we got to keep this moving forward. So that's why I feel like I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I can't really rest, and so I'm willing to do whatever, sell the farm, and keep everything moving forward, because it's not about me or what I have, what I gain. So I'll keep doing this until it really does, turn.